All right, everybody, we are back here for part two of Elite Aspect F1 Racing. We had a red flag kind of deal going on here for this round at Albert Park, the Australian GP. So, do apologize for all that, ladies and gentlemen. We did get the grid order reset and reduce the number of laps. We'll go back and figure out what's going on next time. And we've got the new stream up and live. Yep, good to go. We're just waiting on everything to begin here. Again, F1 Elite Aspect F1 Gold League, round 3 of season 1. We had a little lobby glitch here, about 8, 9, 10 laps in to the Australian Grand Prix here at Albert Street Park here in Melbourne. So we're going to reset the grid and 5 red lights and away we go again. Pole Hughes still on the front line there. Monty in second. Josh again gets away better. He might be able to go around the outside into turn 1 and overtake. So it's like a red flag. Everybody can put on whatever tires they want now. Josh is now leading us away. MDJ in 4th place. CPI 0 in 5th. Something happened to Young Lights. He went very far down the grid there. Sorry about that happening, but CPI 0 is now up into 5th place. Pole Hughes back into 1st place. But somehow got a penalty already, so went off track quite a few times there. Josh in second, Monty in third, MDJ in fourth. So really 2 fast drivers, 1, 2, and 2 race winners, 3, 4 at the moment. From CPI 0, from Kubica, from BDV, who we know's got pace. Something happened to Young Lights. He went pretty far down there. 16 drivers left here as we keep going for the Australian Grand Prix here. On the outside, Josh tries to go through turns 8, 9, and 10 here. CPI 0 knows something has happened to MDJ. He lost quite a bit of time. Couple drivers. LH Monty as well. Something has happened. Not sure if those two came together. Do I see any damage on the front of that car? No, both wing plates look intact. I think there might have just been a touch of contact as Deco is getting, Janane is getting past Deco there, and then I believe AI and Young Lights were changing spots as well on the medium compound tires. So, do we just do a sprint race here? Do these guys have to pit? Not sure what the rules are going to happen at the moment, but Pole Hughes was leading us away at the start of the race in the first place of part 1 here before we had the big issue. Is now still leading us away. He was leading us before the flag. He was on soft tires. He came in a pit as we've got VDV and Kubica battling for 4th position here on the medium, 1 on the soft. So the soft compound tires looks like they're taking us away here from the beginning, and probably the better tire to be on. MDJ all over the back of Kratos. He can almost smell his fuel burning out of the back of that. Oh, and went wide a little bit there was Kubica as well. So MDJ and Kratos both make up a spot. Now he's got Young Lights all over the back of him. He's going to try to take it down into turn 9 and 10 in the fast chicane. Kubica just lost too much pace there. Small mistakes here around Albert Park, and you just get offline just a touch, and it's almost death as he had to cut the corner there to make sure they didn't make contact with anybody. But everybody is really fantastic here. Jeff is dropping down positions. Oh, that's going to be a safety car. He has ripped his front wing off. So that's the thing with the safety cars. Even if you put them on reduce, which we have done here, because there were so many in Saudi Arabia on regular, so we have put them on reduce, but it doesn't matter. If somebody rips their wing off, yeah, that's going to put debris out there on the track, and nobody's going to be able to, you're going to get a puncture or something. So a lot of drivers are going to pit here. So this is almost perfect. It's going to be less laps than it was, to be honest with you, as far as the total, because we had our red flag at like lap 8 or 9. So we set this one to 15, but now we've got a safety car coming out, and everybody's going to do their strategies here with 15 laps to go, so now 13 laps to go. So not bad. It's kind of a reduced race, so that's fine. I think this is not a bad way to go. We might have could have gone 25%, but I think that was a little bit too much because that would have been like, that might have worked out. Who knows? So 15 laps to go started with, and we got a safety car on lap 2, but nobody crashed out. It was just the wing got ripped off, so they're going to clean that debris, and we're going to get right back underway. Alright, looks like safety car was set for broadcast mode, or did I get kicked out, or what's going on here? I can't do anything. So we did have quite a few pit stops there, and there we go. Now I have control again. Let's put everything back up. There's who pits. There's our position changes. CPI 0 is leading us away. As the safety car comes in, cannot cross the timeline until the safety car does. Nobody can pass anybody until the safety car, until you cross the timing line. And CPI 0 takes us away here to the restart here at the Melbourne Street Circuit of Albert Park here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold Round 3. Down the inside goes Kratos into turn 1, got bumped out a little bit, almost did too much there. MDJ takes over second spot. Young Light's up to third now on those medium compound tires. Their soft tires were working really, really well at the beginning of the race. We've got drivers 2x2 in the background here. Fantastic moves from everybody. I don't see anybody off track. Everybody's still pointing in the right direction. Some drivers did have to back out a little bit, but fantastic racing from all the drivers involved. Jeff is a DNF. He has retired from the session. Not sure what happened. Looks like coming out of turn 4 had a little bit of an issue, and that's going to pull another safety car. Alright, so that definitely sets up an interesting race. Anybody who didn't pit can now pit. Anybody who did pit is good to go. It depends on whether they put on softs and they want to take them 11 laps, especially how tire degradation is going to be now. So this is going to definitely make for an interesting race. If we don't get another safety car, it will be a fantastic 10-lap shootout, maybe 8-lap shootout after the safety cars are done. But yeah, should be fun to watch. I will say that I am very sorry about everything that's happened with this lobby. It is not anybody's problem. It's not anybody's fault. I'm sorry. I think we'd have to blame EA Codemasters and their shoddy servers for the time being, especially the fact they can't get safety cars right. They can't get formation laps right as far as everybody getting back onto the grid properly. The fact that they've got people being kicked out of lobbies for no reason. But it looks like this is juggled back up the positions the way they were in the first place. So before the first safety car, now everyone has pit. We're going to follow the safety car around for a lap and then get back on the way. Alright, we had a second to take a breather there. We're still broadcast mode here for the safety car. Looks like we're on the pit straight, so we're going to go around one more time. And that should do it. Pole use is going to take us away here once we can get back into race form. I need to take a little bit of a breather here. But I think we're going to have 7 laps to go here. As we see the grid, there's our position changes. Everybody's made a stop, and there's our tire compounds that everybody is using at the moment. So it should be interesting. Penalties. Unfortunate for Paul Hughes, our leader, to have one, but he should be taking us away. As it's Josh, too, right behind him, who looks like Josh got a great launch. Can't overtake until the timeline. They have passed it now. He might have had to back out just a little bit there as he's late on the brakes, trying to go late on the brakes into turn 1 and 2. What's going on behind him? Looks like everybody's making it through just fine in a line. Back up to the leaders here. Nope, we're going to do VDV and LH Monty, who are definitely close enough together to they could have made contact but did not. We've got Dodaligo dropping down a spot with, and looks like Jake's Man United has lost a spot as well. Young Lights up in the 9th. We've got the Haas of MDJ and Dodaligo battling it out with the Ferrari in front. Yep, and then CPI 0 right in front of them. So that's an interesting conflict going on behind us. Not really a conflict, just, guys racing each other. And there we go, AI and CPI 0 around AI. Again, no DRS since we've had the safety car. We'll get DRS in another lap or so. But yeah, these guys are still dropping, getting those slipstreams. Young Light's now on the soft tires. Is he going to be able to get by MDJ, race winner from Bahrain, on the medium compound tires? So a little bit of a difference there. Young Light's trying to battle his way back up through the field, as I think, again, with the safety cars and everything that's happened, he has kind of gotten the short end of a stick, as we did see Diask and Kratos going at it. Is he going to be able to come back at him? Especially going down the pit straight here. Who's that close together? Young Lights and AI now. They are side by side. Hard versus soft compound tires. But look at that Red Bull straight line speed. Get in that slip. See if you can get later on the brakes, especially on those soft compound tires. Had to probably brake a little bit early there. But now he's going to get a better exit out of turn 2. If he had DRS, he'd be far and away. But now around the outside, is he going to be able to hold it? Should be able to on those soft compound tires, given space. Fantastic racing from those guys. But guess what? AI, MDJ, Dodaligo, they all want to fight of this now. Watching those two guys battle in front. Deco and Dejane, as we see G-Dane get past Deco into turns 2 and 3 there. Back up to the front, we've got LH Monty and VDV. They are side by side as they're coming down the DRS straight. No DRS enabled yet, just fast speed there as those two battling for the last spot on the rostrum, as MDJ and AI are now battling against each other on those hard compound tires. Those should just not fire up. But I tell you what, maybe Owen a little bit of a ran off onto the curb there and lost a little bit of traction. So AI has dropped out some spots, had to leave and let his teammate by. So we'll see what happens there. Dodaligo into the gravel now. That's unfortunate for him as we see AI Kubica make up those spots. Young Light's back up into 6th. He's a couple seconds now back. And guys are starting to spread out just a little bit. But no, Dodaligo and Diaz, they are side by side along the round turn. Look at all 5 of those drivers. These guys are going to get DRS, I believe. And they're going to be doing 3 wide going into turn 1 here. And then again, probably into turn 3 and 4. Well, oh no, and the Red Bull is sideways on those hard compound tires. AI has just gone sideways. We do have a caution flag in Sector 1. Is he going to keep that car going? Any damage? Nothing has happened. I hope he didn't lose any front wing or anything. Jake is now picked up to 13th. Deco at 14th. AI down to 15th as he got a little sideways there. I'm not sure if he got tapped or not. That definitely is a big possibility, is why his back end curved out. Diask and Dodaligo now for the last points position is what we're looking for. Kubica just picked up a penalty. We'll see how we hand out penalties later on, guys. I'm not going to say anything about them yet, as we do have Paul Hughes and Kubica have one. But before the red flag incident, as far as the server is concerned, we had a couple other penalties handed out, so we need to make sure we're going to tally them up. Either we're not going to do any penalties at all, or we're going to have to make sure everybody gets penalties as far as that's concerned. That only seems to be fair. It's either one way or the other, as we do have DRS for that Dodaligo Ferrari. Did have the DRS, but man, that Aston Martin just looks quick in a straight line. Better exit out of turn 12 here. I'm sorry, into turn 13. Tried to snag the inside line. Great job on the brakes there, leaving enough space and not clipping the back of that. But now he's going to have DRS and have a great run. Stay in that slipstream just a little bit longer. And then come out and he'll be just 1 hair second faster, but down on the inside line. Not much Diaz can do about that. He's going to lose the point, and that brings Jadane all the way in it. Now we've got the other Haas of MDJ and Young Lights. They're battling, and it looks like the gap is kind of closed up between Monty and VDV. So we're going to have to keep an eye on all of these drivers coming through. Diaz, Jadane, of course, we're going to keep an eye on that and who can get the last point here. But MDJ and Young Lights have been battling pretty well here, even though Young Lights is on the soft compound tires. He's going to need to pick up the pace a little bit. He wants to get in that double-digit points there. CPI 0 and VDV Ali, that's another fight. But look at MDJ, that DRS there going into turns 9 and 10 there is just very, 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 very powerful. How did I lose that? Get out of here. Look at this. And was able to hold it all the way through, but now Young Lights has probably picked up the DRS detection zone, and now he's going to get it running down into the rest of it. LH Monty has closed the gap to Josh just a little bit here. He's got the DRS. Is he going to be able to make a move? He moves to the inside line. Looks like he's going to be able to get that job done, and he's going to get DRS coming out of the other one. We got to get back to MDJ and Young Lights. Young Lights is probably going to be able to look at something here as far as this lap traverses and get into the next spot. But MDJ has picked up a lot of pace and is all over the back of VDV as we're speaking now. But we do want to keep an eye on Josh as he's going to be able to come back at Monty here in just a second. But these are our closest gaps right now. CPI 0 has dropped back just a little bit in the Alpine. He's got his teammate VDV all right behind him. So hopefully maybe those two are going to work together and try to make sure they can make as many points as possible, because that's 22 points for the Alpines at the moment. As you see, the Red Bulls are in first place in the league at the moment, and they are only scoring 4 points at the moment. So we've got a Sector 3 caution in Sector 3. Was that AI? Did he pull into the pits and decide to DNF? If he did, that's absolutely fantastic. We've got 3 laps to go here. 2.5 laps, really, as we look at these drivers. MDJ all over the back of VDV now. He has definitely picked up. Is he on the hard to know? That's medium versus medium compound tires. If they start battling, that's going to allow Young Lights and then even put CPI 0 at risk, who has done a phenomenal job this race. He did not qualify as high as he wanted to, I believe, but now up in the 4th place. Josh as well. Josh, Monty, and Poolhughes, all of them qualified in the top 3. I believe this is the actual order they were in. Maybe CPI 0 wasn't for it. So maybe kind of fitting that that's how everything's played out. We'll see how the penalties are handed out at the end. But MDJ, he is really making those medium tires come to life. Now he's got DRS, but the car in front of him does too. But look at the straight line speed of that Haas down to the inside. Make sure you don't go too far wide. Leave plenty of space. What a fantastic driver MDJ is. Oh no, and then he gets tapped by the Alpine. Left space, but was able to keep it on the track. Oh, and then Young Lights gets a penalty for going around too fast. Oh, but maybe he needs to give that spot back, as we're going to see MDJ try to go down the inside. No, fantastic drive from him. Oh, what happened to the other driver? VDV got put back a little bit. Did he lose a little bit of wing there? It looks like everybody's cutting over the gravel there. That's unfortunate, as they're trying to break with the car in front of it. So I'm not sure quite what happened there. But great battle between Young Lights and MDJ still. These two drivers are right on it. Fantastic side-by-side racing. No touching, anything like that. I do think MDJ got hit a little bit there from the other car behind him, and that's what set him off a little bit. But I'd just call that a racing incident. And it looks like he ended up unscathed pretty much. We're seeing a lot of penalties handed out. Unfortunately, to see that, but we do have two battles that we really want to keep an eye on, and that's Young Lights MDJ and Josh and Monty at the moment, as we are on the final lap of this race for the Australian Grand Prix here in Elite Aspect Gold F1 Gold League. Yeah, Josh, he's within half a second of LH Monty. When does he want to make that pass? And then Young Lights, does he want to get past MDJ and get double-digit points here and maintain his top 5 finishes? That'll be interesting to see. He's going to move to the outside on the soft compound tires. I believe MDJ is the one that's going to leave space, but Young Lights thought about it and said, you know what, I'm going to pick up DRS a little bit later here. Josh is now coming down into the turn where he's going to be able to use DRS. Dane gets past Kubica there, right at the back there for another extra point or so. We still have Diaz and Dodoligo. Looks like that has finished. Josh with the DRS, not able to close the gap too much on that Alfa Romeo. Get back to Young Lights and MDJ here. That Haas is just lightning in a straight line. Get a good exit here. Oh no, and he did a little bit and into the gravel. So that's probably going to end it for that battle there. Is Josh going to be able to do anything into these final couple turns to maybe get himself on one of those podiums? Get himself higher on that podium step. I don't think it's going to happen here. Great race from LH Monty. Great race from Paul Hughes, our race winner. Fantastic from him as he crosses the line in first place. He does have a 3-second penalty. We'll see how that plans out as far as everything is concerned. I'm not going to say that he did not win the race. I think everybody, if you're going to say his penalty stands, then everybody else's penalty does have to stand. So we'll definitely see how all that works as far as later down the road, and then I'll release this video again and tell you guys exactly what, when, where, and why stuff happened. So we'll definitely get into that, but that's going to do it. That is the race for Elite Aspect F1 Gold, round 3 of Season 1 here around Albert Park in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. Again, thanks for everybody for sticking with us. Yeah, that was kind of a weird. LH Monty got driver of the day, so congratulations to him. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us. That was definitely a weird interesting game there, a lobby that we had with the red flag. We call it a red flag, but what happened was the lobby crashed, so then we remade it and reset the grid and everything to start over and dropped it down to 15 laps. So we do really appreciate everybody sticking on board with us and sticking with us and all that. As we see our podium celebrators there, LH Monty got the win as far as this 15-lap race is concerned, but that was due to penalties. I would like to see us review and look at the penalties that were already handed out and see what goes on from there. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So this might have been just a fun broadcast and fun to watch, but yeah, as far as how it's going to work out and actually be set in stone as far as the points that are getting handed out and the finishing positions here. So as we do see them, I'll leave them up for just a second. LH Monty says it finished first. Paul Hughes was first on track, got the extra point for fastest lap because he had a 3-second penalty. However, I know a lot of other drivers in the first part of this race before the red flag lobby issue glitch, other drivers had penalties as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how we manufacture that. Do we cut out all penalties or do we make sure all penalties stand? And then we got to look at everything else as far as incidents and see if anything else happened. If Paul Hughes was forced out wide and then wide again, then that shouldn't count as him getting warnings to lead up to a penalty. So this is all stuff we'll be talking about. And yeah, but congratulations to the drivers today. And again, thank you, drivers, for sticking with us and being a part of this, getting back into the group lobby, and then finishing this race for Elite Aspect F1 Gold. Yeah, that's going to do it from Albert Park. I'm Fabregas115. Again, appreciate everybody. Like and subscribe, especially for the Elite Aspect F1 YouTube. And then I'll try to put all this back together and get us a replay video on my YouTube channel, Fabregas115. Do appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys, and look forward to next week.